I'm Michelle with 2 L's.
And I'm Natalie the Red.
And we are Force of Light Entertainment. And today we're back for another first time watching reaction. Yes, today we're going to be watching a movie that neither one of us have seen. And that is 1999's Election, starring Reese Witherspoon and Matthew Broderick. I had never heard of this, but shout out to Bob, who in our live streams, which we have every Monday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, would love to see you guys there. He sent in a very generous super chat covering all editing fees and some. So shout out to Bob and ask us to watch. He actually did that for The Natural and then now for this movie, Election. If you guys want to do that, hey, there's a little thank you button. You can do that as well. And we'll watch it.
Yes.
But, and again, thank you to Bob for sponsoring this this reaction. But I don't really know anything about this. Again, I hadn't heard of it until it was brought to my attention.
I've heard of it. I just haven't actually seen it. I've seen like a clip on Instagram, but that's it.
Okay. So yeah, this would have been kind of at Reese Witherspoon as she's truly becoming a star in the late 90s. I mean, well, she really breaks over in the 2000s.
Yeah, she'd be pretty young.
She'd be pretty young, yeah. But she would have done, I think, Cruel Intentions at this point and stuff. But yeah, before we get started, if you are not yet subscribed to Force of Light Entertainment and you enjoy movie reactions, you enjoy movie reviews, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Also, give this video a thumbs up. And please leave recommendations for future first-time watching reactions. But without any further ado, let's go ahead and watch Election. Is it an MTV movie?
That's what I was thinking.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah, because I thought that was kind of like classic to them.
MTV Productions actually had some really good television lately with Paramount Pictures.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. So I'm guessing this is like a high school election.
Chris Klein. Remember him?
Yes, yeah. It's not the best push-up I've ever seen. Gum will definitely bring in the kids.
And I would know.
I always had gum. Ew.
Oh, that's like the school one. That happens in the workplace a lot, actually.
He's like, thanks.
Good morning to you too.
Young Reese. Got those tight curls.
Hey, Mr. McAllister.
Not wasting any time, are you, Tracy?
Well, you know what they say about the early bird.
Yeah, I do. Good luck there, Tracy.
Thanks, Mr. M. I'll see you in class.
Yep.
None of this would have happened if Mr. McAllister hadn't meddled the way he did. You can't interfere with destiny. And if you try to interfere, the same thing's just gonna happen anyway. And you'll just suffer.
Interesting.
I loved my job. I was a teacher, and I couldn't imagine doing anything else.
Mr. McAllister!
Man, a chalkboard.
Get back to work.
The students knew it wasn't just a job for me. I got involved.
This game is over! Come on, Wolverine!
And I think I made a difference. I knew I touched the students' lives, and I took that responsibility seriously. I was voted Teacher of the Year 3 times. Teaching was all I'd ever wanted to do, standing in front of a room full of young people, preparing them for the tough moral and ethical decisions that they'd face as adults. That's how I wanted to spend my life.
Was this a moral situation or an ethical situation? What's the difference between morals and ethics anyway? Derek?
Ethics is like when you do what society...
He's one of those.
Yeah, you're on the right track. Can anybody help him out? Michelle.
Morals are like lessons. It's what you learn from a story or a fable.
Or a life experience, good. And ethics?
Ethics is how you use the morals.
Man, look at that kid's hair behind her.
That's sweet.
It's rough.
Okay, but I think we're missing something key here. What are we missing?
We've all had that student.
Yes, like really.
Tracy.
Ethics are rules of conduct.
Tracy Flick. I'd seen a lot of ambitious students come and go over the years. She was a special case.
Some people say I'm an overachiever. They're just jealous. My mom always tells me I'm different, special. Here I am as Hodel in Fiddler on the Roof.
I'll bring the bill.
She just does everything.
Oh, and here I am on run TV
That's a
station.
littering.
But it was in the SGA where I made my biggest mark. I never missed a single meeting, as long as I could lead it.
Of course.
Rent the barrels ahead of time because what happened last time was a travesty.
Now, Tracy Flick was poised to win the presidency of the student body, and so far, she was running unopposed.
Determined by a culture at a certain time in history.
There's one more thing about Tracy I think you should know.
Wet, you can't believe it.
Don't tell me that.
She'd gotten herself in a little trouble with my best friend. Dave came to Carver the year after I did. Dave was one of those guys who taught because they never wanted to leave high school in the first place.
I'm sure it happens.
You probably think the worst, but it wasn't like that at all. Our relationship was based on mutual respect and admiration. It was strictly professional between us. It wasn't until junior year that things got kind of serious. Eventually, Dave and I were left alone, like two adults.
You know, Tracy, you seem to be kind of a loner.
No, I'm not. I'm just real busy.
Oh, no, I know. I just mean that it must be really difficult for you to find somebody you can talk to.
What kind of person am I?
I think you are one of the most talented, sensitive, brilliant students, human beings I have ever met.
Thank you.
Kind of a predator.
You have to pay a price for their greatness, and that price is loneliness. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but it just seems to me like you might need a friend.
That guy's a creep.
Yeah, he is.
Since I grew up without a dad, you might assume I was looking for a father figure, but that had nothing to do with it.
The dark room. It's always in the dark room in these movies. I don't even know if my high school had a dark room.
Yeah, I don't know if it did or not.
Here, get down. Get down.
What a creep.
She looks so cute and innocent right there.
She does.
When I think back on my relationship with Mr. Novotny, what I miss most is our talks.
Their talks.
You did it in your house. In your own house? Look, Jim, okay, I know it seems crazy, but Tracy and I are totally in love. In love? Yeah.
Wow.
She inspires me. She even wants to read my novel.
But you haven't written your novel.
Tracy wants me to write it so she can read it.
I'm just saying this as your friend. What you're doing is really, really wrong, and you've got to stop.
Yeah.
It's immoral, and it's illegal.
Jim.
Literally.
I'm talking about morals.
What's the difference?
I guess I don't have to tell you how this all turned out.
Your teacher in quotes.
He said, I really, really need you now. Oh my gosh.
Tracy's mom, she doesn't understand.
No, I say she does.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
I have never seen a mother so upset. I need to hear this from you. Let me ask you this. Did you cross the line with this girl?
Obviously.
I did. We're in love.
Oh, it's tough.
After Dave got fired, Linda kicked him out of the house and filed for divorce.
Understandable.
He's lucky he's not in jail.
And ethics are the basis of...
Okay, we'll pick...
Okay, so that's why this is like kind of personal.
Yeah.
Too, obvious. But I mean, his friend was an idiot.
Well, and the one that would be considered in the predatory position there.
Yeah, I had to work late tonight.
Now that I have more life experience, I feel sorry for Mr. McAllister. Wearing the same stupid clothes year after year, while his students go on to good colleges and do great things, and he's got to be at least a little jealous. It's like my mom says, the weak are always trying to sabotage the strong. One thing that's important.
Look at that picture.
Mom is really devoted to me, and I love her so much. Mom used to be a stewardess for Northwest, and now she works as a paralegal. She likes to write letters to successful women. And what advice do they have for me? They say you have to hold on to your dreams no matter what. You can't let anything or anyone stand in your way.
Hey, one per person, put those back!
Eat me.
Winning isn't everything.
She just like brought it back.
Mr. McAllister! Mr. McAllister, don't go! I got all my signatures.
Hey, that's super. I'll take a look at them tomorrow.
Could you approve them now? Because I'd really like to kick off my campaign. You know, in the morning.
Right.
Right.
You also, though, do understand why he would just kind of not want to be around her.
Kind of have a bad taste a little bit.
You absolutely do, on the other hand.
Right.
I thought you were supposed to keep them.
Yeah, right, fine.
Thanks for everything.
You bet.
You bet.
I can't wait to start campaigning.
So far, no competition.
Coca-Cola is by far the world's #1 soft drink. Spend more money than anybody on advertising. I guess that's how come they stay #1.
Yeah, okay, well.
Okay.
Mr. M?
Those old seatbelts.
That means you and I are going to be spending a lot of time together. I, for one, would really like that time to be harmonious and...
He's like,
Wouldn't you?
Sure.
That's what I thought. I was just checking.
Good luck there, Tracy.
Okay.
She's just lurking.
How would that secret knock it out though? And like,
Yeah.
that'd be tough.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone in the school would know.
Sure, she got on my nerves once in a while, but I admired Tracy. I really did.
He threw it away.
Thank God for Diane. She was my best friend. After 9 years of marriage, we were closer than ever.
Anything wrong?
No. Just, school.
When I win the presidency, gonna be spending a lot of time together. And lots of time. Harmonious and productive. You and I.
Though she can do other stuff, these type roles are like my favorite of Reese Witherspoon.
Like her being very type A.
Yes. It's just her. She can nail it in a way that you find her humorous and likable in a way.
Right, it's true.
But what if Coach Henderson walks in?
I took care of him. So, what you reading?
I'm just reviewing my playbook.
I have a play we can practice. You be quarterback. I'll be tight end.
Oh my gosh.
Coca-Cola is by far the world's #1 soft drink.
Paul.
Oh gosh.
I was so mad at God when I broke my leg. Man, have to quit sports.
So I don't ski.
It was like the end of my life. When I got back to school, everybody was so supportive, but now my life had no purpose. What did God want from me?
Why did I exist?
The deep questions of life.
Search everywhere for answers. Destiny just walks up and taps you on the shoulder.
It's very deep over a broken leg.
Can I speak to you for a minute?
Mr. McAllister changed my life. I believe he is a good man.
I know you've been pretty down since your accident. Now, I personally think you have a very bright future ahead of you. You're a natural-born leader. All the kids look up to you. Now, what does that spell?
I don't think he knows.
Council president.
Oh, me?
Oh, he wants to run. Oh, he wants him to beat her.
Yeah, so he doesn't have to be around.
So he doesn't have that, yeah.
I mean, besides, that's Tracy Flick's thing. And she's super nice.
Yeah, but one person assured of victory undermines the whole idea of democracy, don't you think? Paul, what's your favorite fruit?
Pears.
Let's say.
Oh, no, wait. Apples.
Let's say all you ever knew were apples. You might think apples were pretty good, even if you got a rotten one once in a while. But then one day, there's an orange. And now you can make a decision. Do you want an apple or do you want an orange? That's democracy.
I also like bananas.
So what do you say? Maybe it's time to give a little something back.
How's that?
No, it's just a little higher.
Uh-oh.
Who put you up to this?
What do you mean?
Suddenly decided to run for president?
No. I just thought that,
Thought what?
I was talking to Mr. McAllister about my leg.
So Mr. McAllister asked you to run.
Thought it would be a good idea. And how there's all different kinds of fruits and, It's nothing against you, Tracy. I mean, you're the best.
You're on, Mr. Popular. You might think it upset me that Paul Metzler had decided to run against me. He was no competition for me. I had to work a little harder, that's all. I believe in the voters. They know this country was built by people just like me. Rich kids who everybody likes because their fathers own Metzler cement, trucks on their 16th birthday, big parties all the time. They don't ever have
Look at her face!
Think they can just waltz right in with no qualifications, take away what other people have worked for their entire lives. Didn't bother me at all.
Paul Power. Paul for president. Promise. Progress. Peanut.
Peanuts.
What? I can't. It just doesn't feel right anymore. But I love you.
She's like, but I don't.
Hey, Tammy, guess what happened today?
Is it a sister?
Oh, hi, Lisa.
Get out, Paul!
He thinks I can... What'd I do?
It's not like I'm a lesbian or anything. I'm attracted to the person. It's just that all the people I've ever been attracted to happen to be girls.
I think that's the definition.
Stop! Where are you going? I'm not like you, okay? We're not in love. We're just experimenting.
How can something that seems so true turn out to be such a lie? The more she pulled away.
Are you crazy? These are private. So? But other people can see them too.
I don't care.
Well, I do.
What did I do to make her change? What's wrong with me? Sometimes when I'm sad, I sit and watch the Power Station.
Why?
I don't know why, but Lisa decided she wanted to hurt me, and she knew exactly what to do.
First, Lisa has a big fight with my sister, and the next thing you know, she's my girlfriend. She offered to help me with my campaign. We made a great team. My leg wasn't bugging me too much, and the weather was so nice.
He's so simple-minded.
And have a hot tub.
Oh my gosh.
Like, he's so nice, but he's like so
he's kind of dumb.
If that's the way they wanted it, then that's the way it was gonna be. But I wasn't going down without a fight.
So she's gonna run too? So we now have 3.
Tammy, what are you doing?
You're the advisor. You should stop her.
Calm down.
We can't both run, can we?
Anybody who gets signatures in on time can run.
These are a bunch of burnouts.
She's doing this to get back at me.
For what?
Tim Kobza, who's he? I've never even heard of him.
Everybody can make their speeches, and I'm sure everything's going to be just fine.
Diane and I were hanging out a lot at Linda Novotny's house, giving her our love and support. Diane really wanted to have kids, but it seemed like there was always a reason to wait. She had to finish nursing school, I had to get my master's, we needed more money. Finally, we just decided to go for it.
Good job.
Without Dave around, we needed a lot of help around the house.
Here?
More this way.
Here?
Yeah, that's good.
Uh-oh, what is he doing?
He's gonna make the same mistake his friend made, just with an older person. I mean, someone his age.
Now with Dave out of the picture, I began to see what an incredibly sensitive and giving person she was. We got to be kind of like buddies. I even took her to the mall one time while her car was in the shop.
What do you think?
You look great.
We can't afford this stuff right now.
You've had a hard year. You're let go, live a little.
I'm like, but do you have the money or not?
That's not funny.
Just went to Westroads.
Did you guys have fun?
No, I mean, you know, Linda's great, but she can be a little bit much sometimes.
Things were going pretty well in my life. That is until things started going all haywire with that damn election.
And I will be a dedicated vice president. And even if I can't really stand up for you, I will.
Thank you. Thank you, Jerry. So we'll move on now to the presidential race with 3 candidates running. Tracy?
Poet Henry David Thoreau once wrote, "I cannot make my days longer, so I strive to make them better." During this campaign, I've spoken with many of you about your many concerns. I spoke with sophomore Reggie Banks, who said his mother works in the cafeteria and can't afford to buy him enough spiral notebooks for his classes.
Eat me!
Hey, if you can't be adults, then you don't deserve to be called adults, but children, because that's what children are, and you'll be treated like children. So let's all listen up, huh?
I care about Carver, and I care about each and every one of you. And together we can all make a difference. When you cast your vote for Tracy Flick, you won't just be voting for me. You'll be voting for yourself. Thank you.
The next candidate is Paul Metzler.
He would totally win in real life.
Yeah. That's his preparation.
As many of you know, I broke my leg pretty bad this year. It made me reevaluate what I want to do with my life, and that is help people. But is our school everything it could be? Reach its true potential? That's why I'm running for president. When we almost went to state last fall and I threw the 4th quarter pass, so I won't let you down like I didn't then. Vote Paul Metzler for president. Thank you.
Just all one.
Great speech.
No, like, emotion.
No clap.
Final candidate, sophomore Tammy Metzler.
That laugh.
Who cares about this stupid election? We all know it doesn't matter who gets elected president of Carver. The only person it does matter to is the one who gets elected, just so they can put it on their transcripts to get into college. So vote for me, because I don't even want to go to college. And as president, I won't do anything. The only promise I will make is that, if elected, I will immediately dismantle the student government, so that none of us will ever have to sit through one of these stupid assemblies again. Or don't vote for me. Who cares? Don't vote at all.
They like that. My gosh.
Close the door. I tell you, that little out of this election. She is washed up. You understand me? She's
washed up.
Out of the election just because we don't like her speech. That's not what student government is about.
Yeah, whatever. She's a troublemaker. She's on my list.
She's on my list.
We should just suspend her.
She's suspended for 3 days.
They'll probably just make them like her more.
Being suspended is like getting a paid vacation. Why do they think it's a punishment? Hendrix told me one more time and I'd be expelled. Sounded good to me.
She was sick in her mouth.
She does. Like, what is she plotting?
What do you want?
Got your assignments for you. I just thought, you know, last time you got suspended, you fell so far behind, and I just didn't want to see that happen again.
Thanks, Paul.
Sure, you bet.
Now could you leave me alone?
There's just one other thing. You know all this election stuff? Everybody is saying it's really weird that you're running against me. I want you to know, you or me, there's no hard feelings. We're still brother and sister. Even though you're adopted, I hope you feel the same.
What happened at the speeches was an unconscionable travesty. That little bitch.
Who cares? I do, her thing says.
I only knew how hard I worked for Carver. Like all the late nights I spent at the yearbook office. One of my duties was to clean up the group photos. People are so ungrateful.
Ah, that stinks. I don't think she's gonna take that well. Yeah, there it is.
You bet, slur. Oh, wow.
Pretty good. She really got into it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you probably want to take the evidence.
She had blood on her hands.
Yeah, literally, she had blood on her hands. Or was it just marker?
Oh yeah, maybe so.
Just at the power plant again.
Oh.
Just gonna see her dispose of the evidence.
The day before the election is when things started to get really complicated.
Ew.
Linda had asked me to stop by and help her out with a little plumbing problem.
Did you know Dave's a bedwetter?
No.
All his life, he's tried everything. Oh, wait, here, this one's clean. I guess you better get to work, huh? You're gonna be late.
Yeah.
Oh, don't go in for the hug.
It was something that just happened.
How do you do that to your friend when that was just done to you? Like, honestly.
Right.
We knew there was no turning back. It was a miracle.
Take me to that motel like you wanted. Come by after school. I'll leave Daryl with the sitter.
325.
Uh-oh. Oh, not good.
What had blossomed between Linda and me was too real. For the first time in years, I felt free.
It's just not fair.
Just don't think somebody would do something like that on purpose. Must be some sort of mistake.
He's so nice.
Jim, now we've got a situation here. Somebody tore down their posters.
It was Tammy. That's who it was.
Oh, no, hey.
Oh, no.
Speech that she gave, you know, it was out there.
He hates Tammy.
Focus on your studies. Mr. McAllister will handle the whole thing. Right, Jim?
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, you bet. Tracy, come on in. Close the door behind you. Have a seat. I guess you know why you're here.
If it's about the posters, I think it's a travesty.
Well, that's interesting, because I think you did it.
Are you accusing me? You're not serious. Besides, my own best banner was torn down. Did I do that too?
Were you or were you not working in the Looking Glass office over the weekend?
So, Mr. Pichardo let me in, but I left very early, around 6:30.
6:30. How do you know what time the posters were torn down?
I just know that they were there when I left. We should be out there trying to figure out who did this.
Who do you think did it?
You know, it could have been anybody. There's a lot of subversive elements here at Carver. Or what about Tammy Metzler?
Tracy, you're a very intelligent girl. But one day maybe you'll learn that being smart and doing whatever you need to do to get ahead, well, there's a whole lot more to life than that. And in the end, you're only cheating yourself.
Why Why are you lecturing me?
This isn't the time or the place to get into it, but there is, for just one example, a certain former colleague of mine who made a very big mistake. We all make mistakes, and we have to learn that our actions can carry serious consequences.
Are you talking to yourself right now, dude?
Probably.
I don't know what you're referring to. Maybe certain older, wiser people hadn't acted like such little babies and gotten so mushy, then everything would be okay.
Dang!
And I also think that certain young and naive people need to thank their lucky stars and be very, very grateful that the entire school
This is so passive, but not.
that could have ruined their reputations and their chances to win certain elections.
And I think certain older people, like you and your colleague, shouldn't be lecturing after them. Especially when some of them can't even get their own wives pregnant.
Low blow!
Naive people's mothers are paralegal secretaries and have won many successful lawsuits. And if you want to keep questioning me like this, I won't continue without my attorney present.
His face says it all.
You wanted to see me, Mr. McAllister?
Just wait outside, Tammy.
But is this about the posters?
Possibly, please.
Because I know who did it. So I'll just...
Her face! Her eyes.
Don't go anywhere, Tracy. Tammy, come on in here.
Don't go anywhere, Tracy.
What do you have to tell me, Tammy?
This is hard for me. I think it's important to be honest.
Yeah, what is it, Tammy?
I did it.
What?
When did you do it?
I don't know, yesterday. Sunday.
Oh, she wants expelled.
Door was open.
Which door?
I don't know. All I know is I did it.
Well, I don't believe you.
I have proof.
She's just like just dying, like wanting to know.
Tracy?
Yes?
Yes.
Looks like today's your lucky day. You're off the hook. Tammy here has confessed.
I told you.
She was gonna be like that.
You're gonna pay for my...
Quit while you're
I kept smelling Linda on my clothes, and I just couldn't wait to get out of there. I wanted everything to be perfect. I'd have exactly 48 minutes to make all the arrangements. I'll be right back.
Ew.
Okay, everybody, pass them forward. All right, see y'all on Wednesday. Don't forget to vote tomorrow.
You know, half this class cheated. He was gone.
Oh, yeah.
Half, if not more.
And I mean,
they all shared off each other.
He shouldn't really care when he was out doing what he was doing. I think that's the least of his concerns.
He does not care. Wonder if she already feels regret. We'll see.
Linda! 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 Linda!
I think Linda already feels bad about what she did.
Probably.
Oh.
Ow!
Oh! Ooh!
That was unfortunate placement.
We're not around, but we'll call you back real soon.
Hey, Linda. Are you there? Pick up. It's 4:32. I came by at 3:25. I waited there, but you weren't there. So now I'm at the place. Everything's all set. Hope you get here soon.
I don't get it. Just don't get it. Your behavior keeps getting crazier. Who knows what the hell else you're doing out there?
Her face.
Long conversation with Walt Hendricks. You know he doesn't want you back at Carver. He's fed up with you.
Tammy, we've come to a decision.
You're going to Immaculate Heart. Maybe the nuns will be able to straighten you out.
Oh, that's where she wanted to
I bet it's an all-girls school.
Because that's the soccer team. Because I saw it. It said Immaculate Heart.
Yeah, it was. Oh.
Okay.
That was a bold move in telling her.
Yeah.
Dear Lord Jesus, I do not often speak with you and ask for things, but now I really must insist that you help me win the election tomorrow, because I deserve it and Paul Metzler doesn't. Your divine hand that disqualified Tammy Metzler, make sure to put me in office where I belong, so that I may carry out your will on earth as it is in heaven.
Dear God, I know I don't believe in you, but since I'll be starting Catholic school, I thought I should at least practice. Let's see, what do I want? I want Lisa to realize what a she is, and know how much I still love her. I still want Paul to win the election, not Tracy, and someday I want to be really good friends with Madonna.
Dear God, you've given me so many things like good health, a nice truck, but I sure am worried about Tammy. In my heart, I still can't believe she tore down my posters, but sometimes she does get so weird and angry. I'm nervous about the election tomorrow, and you'll decide who the best person is, and I'll accept it. Amen.
Linda never came home that night. I know, because I spent 10 hours waiting outside her house.
On election day, my mom and I got up really early, and together we customized 480 cupcakes.
I would expect nothing less.
Good morning, Mr. M. Looks like you could use a cupcake. Hey, what happened to your eye? You okay?
Alistair, somebody tore down my posters. It's not fair. Can I have a recommendation?
He's a different man than when we first saw him at the beginning of this movie.
We're not around, but we'll call you back real soon.
Why did you do that? I trusted you completely, and you ruined my life. Do you know that? Do you realize that? You ruined Diane's life. You ruined my life. Is that what you wanted? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm going nuts here, and I really think we should talk.
I'm like, it took two to tango, dude.
I love you.
I love you.
Attention, everyone. Important announcement from our principal.
The principal's pretty funny.
Good morning, students.
And he's so, like, realistic, I think is what it is.
Important change in today's election. Chancellor has been determined ineligible. All of the candidates are eligible. Vote for any of those, but not Tammy Metzler.
But not Tammy Metzler.
I stood in line just like everyone else.
Tracy Enid Flick?
I know.
Ready, Phil?
Yeah, I'm ready.
I love how, like, official theirs is. I'm pretty sure they just passed it around at our desk in high school.
Oh, hey, Tracy.
Hi, Paul.
Isn't this exciting?
Mm-hmm.
Good luck.
Thanks, Paul. You too.
Oh, thanks.
It's so weird. Do people always just vote for themselves? Because looking at my own name on the ballot, I don't know. Felt like it's not right to vote for yourself.
It does kind of feel that way, you know, yeah.
He voted for Tracy. Paul's like too nice. He's so nice.
Okay, Mr. M.
He's gonna try to sabotage this vote.
Let's start counting.
I'll do the first count. You can do the second count.
Start with the president, and I'll be right back.
You had the key, Mr. McAllister.
Right.
Are you okay, Mr. McAllister?
What happened to your eye?
I'm fine. It's just a bee sting. I'll be right back.
Not around, but we'll call you back real soon.
I'm sorry for all the messages, but Linda, if I could just hear your voice.
What do you want, Jim?
Linda, I love you.
Don't say that. We made a mistake. Let's not make it worse.
That was no mistake.
I was lonely. You took advantage.
I took advantage of you. You kissed me. You're the one who...
Hey, Mr. M, big day, huh?
Not now, Paul. What have you got?
Well, I'm not supposed to tell. Not until you've counted 2.
You're kidding, right?
Well, I thought those were the rules.
Larry, we're not electing the Pope here. Just tell me who...
It's a squeaker, Mr. M.
It's a squeaker.
I got Tracy by a vote. Just one vote.
And he voted for Tracy. Paul did.
Yeah.
Mr. M.
Okay, so better do my count.
Wonder how his count's gonna turn out.
Right. I kind of like her outfit, though. I think she
Yeah.
looks really cute.
I was at the end of my count when it happened. I'd come up with exactly the same numbers as Larry. Tracy had won the election by a single vote.
Dang it, Paul.
I was about to announce my tally when...
He would have had a tie.
The sight of Tracy at that moment affected me. But mostly it was her face. Who knew how high she would climb in life? How many people would suffer because of her? Stop her, now.
Well, just put him right in the trash where someone can find him.
Larry, I think we have a problem.
Yep, I get the same as you, Jim. Looks like Paul's our next president.
It doesn't make sense.
My figures work out exactly the same as Mr. McAllister's.
And 290 disregards, right? See, it doesn't add up. There were 801 ballots, but 803 people voted.
He's right. 2 people must have pocketed their ballots.
I counted 803 votes.
It happens, Larry. People make mistakes.
Every vote was there when you sat down.
Easy, Fouch.
Miss principal.
Every vote was accounted for.
Bouch, that's enough. End of story.
So much for the truth.
Really how it is.
It really is, sadly, a lot of times.
Paul, I just want to let you know that no matter what happens, you've run a really great campaign. Good luck.
Thanks, Tracy. You too. I'm just glad it's over.
People, as soon as the winners are announced, we can all go home, okay? To
Act
win
surprised. Be modest.
We'll begin with President. I'd just like to add that this was an extraordinarily close race. It is my pleasure to announce the next president, Carver High School, Paul Metzler.
She's rocked. She's destroyed.
Yeah.
She will not let this lie and stand.
No.
It will not.
I promise to do my best.
Aw.
It's Mr. Ed. Yeah, come on. We were just here, celebrating my victory, and you're here. This is incredible. Well, these are my parents.
Paul just thinks the world of you.
Well, Paul doesn't need any help from me. He should be very proud.
Why don't you come over and join us?
I've got to get home.
Why don't you guys go sit down? I'll catch up with you in a minute. I was thinking it'd be cool to have a carnival, with rides and stuff, and it could be for, muscular dystrophy. And then for homecoming, his theme was heaven on earth.
Paul, we'll have plenty of time to talk about this later, but right now I need to finish my pie. Go on home.
Sorry. Mister M, just one more thing. Do you think Tracy's gonna be okay? It looked like she was taking it pretty hard.
Don't worry about Tracy.
Oh, sweetheart. Take one of my pills. Come on, baby. Lie down. That's it, honey. Maybe you needed more posters, honey. Or if you'd just taken my suggestions about your speech, we'll figure it out.
Diane.
Did you want the same room?
Yeah, okay. The next day, I woke up resolved to get my life back on track. The way I saw it, Diane's kicking me out of the house had been a good thing. It was an opportunity. I figured we just needed a little time to work things out. The election was behind me, and the worst was over. After all, what harm had really been done? Nobody was dead.
You right?
Oh, you knew she would find him.
Mr. McAllister, I hope you can help us clear something up.
Even he's mad.
They're all so disappointed.
The principal even the janitor.
He's judging him so hard.
It's going back to that day.
That's rough.
Pierdo.
Tú, gracias. Señor presidente, quieren verte en la oficina.
Huh?
Come on in, son. We have something hard we gotta tell you. It's about the election.
After Paul got the bad news, Walt asked for a few minutes alone with me. It was very simple, really. I offered my resignation, and he accepted. It was all over for Jim McAllister at Carver High. Suddenly, everyone knew who I was. Teacher who had tried to crush the dreams of an innocent... Soon the wire services picked up on the story. Diane had started divorce proceedings. In the end, she took almost everything, including the house. I got the car.
Still disappointed.
Oh, dang!
I realized it was time to get out of Omaha and move on.
Senior year was great. Sure, I didn't get to play ball or be president. I got into Nebraska like I wanted and early rushed Phi Delts. Me and my buddies threw a Mexican party. That was a good party. Lisa, right before Christmas, she dumped me. She goes after my football buddy, Randy. Sometimes I wonder what would have happened if I'd actually won the election. Maybe my whole life would be different. Or maybe I'd be dead.
Catholic school was great. I mean, the teachers kind of sucked, but you could get away with murder. The best thing about Immaculate Heart was meeting Jennifer.
Is that a real song?
Jennifer and I are soulmates, and we're never, ever going to be apart.
Order! Senior year was very productive for me. I was in the top 7th percentile of my graduating class, and I got into Georgetown like I wanted. But sometimes I got lonely, and I'd think about Dave. I missed our talks. Maybe it could have worked out between us. I wonder what he's doing now. Maybe he finally finished his novel. Even with all my myriad accomplishments, somehow I just didn't feel the way you're supposed to feel. Everybody else seems so happy. You'd think as student body president, I'd be the one surrounded by friends. As far as Mr. McAllister was concerned, I hardly thought about him at all anymore. Nobody had heard from him in a long time. It was almost like he'd never existed.
Tracy Enid Flick.
When I got to Georgetown, I thought I'd finally be among people more like me.
Excuse me! Will you please be quiet?
But it wasn't like that at all. But that's okay. It's like Dave said. If you're gonna be great, you've got to be lonely.
What happens to a man when he loses everything? Everything he's worked for, driven from his home, cast out of society? How can he survive? Where can he go?
Right this way.
New York City. I'd always dreamed of living in New York. Living in the city brings surprises all the time. My apartment's a little smaller than what I was used to. But it's got a lot of character. Besides, it's great not needing a car. And I get a lot of reading done on the subway. I finally landed a position in the Education Department, Museum of Natural History.
The bison, or buffalo.
I've started seeing someone new. Her name is Jillian. Never met anyone quite like her. You might ask if I ever saw Tracy Flick again. Well, I did. Just once. I was down in Washington, and I stayed an extra day to do some sightseeing. I was on my way to the Holocaust Museum. All the bad memories, it all came flooding back. My first impulse was to run over there, demand that she admit she tore down those posters, but instead, I just stood there. And I suddenly realized I wasn't angry at her anymore. I just felt sorry for her. Still getting up at 5 in the morning to pursue her pathetic little dreams, it just makes me sad. I mean, where is she really trying to get to anyway? And what is she doing in that limo? Who does she think she is?
It's gonna ruin his life even more. You better run.
Hey, you! Hey!
You totally let it go, but then that came back up. Who does she think she is?
You can always start over.
What's the difference between igneous and sedimentary anyway? Anybody?
Yes.
That was election. Natalie, do you want to go first? Do you want me to go first?
Let's see. I mean, it was definitely entertaining, but yeah, get your thoughts out though.
I thought it was entertaining. I mean, it definitely has, as most high school movies do. It's you know, it's
a little on the raunchy side.
It's raunch that they like to do with high school movies. I will say this: I thought I mean, Matthew Broderick does a great job. He does his role good. But the standouts for me were actually the 3 students of Reese Witherspoon. I will say, I said this during the movie, those high-strung, type A, somewhat unlikable characters are like Reese Witherspoon's, like, that's her gold.
Her
like,
specialty.
Like, she can do that like no one else because she had, like, even though the character's unlikable, technically, there's something about Reese Witherspoon that makes you like it because she's so good at doing it.
Yes.
And she makes it humorous.
She's so like unapologetically annoying.
Yes.
She just goes for it.
And like I would love to see her do some more of these, like even now. Like I just think that's like her at her peak. Yeah. She can do it like no one else. So I thought she was great. I thought Chris Klein was he was
so funny.
He was so good in this. Like Paul was so dumb but so nice. But Chris Klein was so funny in this role.
It was played very comically. He did a really good
job.
job.
And then his sister, the girl who played his sister,
funny too.
She was funny. And then what I did really appreciate about this is I thought they did a good job. It's like they brought a lot of realism into a teen movie.
Yeah.
Like Natalie said, like even the principal felt real,
like
and the principal was funny.
Like he was funny,
but he was
yet
real.
He was still so believable as like a principal. So many of us could be like, "Oh yeah, that's a principal I've known," or they were kind of like that. Like he kind of nailed it.
Yeah, and really, this story is kind of like how one bad decision can just kind of.
It's kind of a cautionary tale.
It is.
I feel like
it definitely
in a way,
is.
Just like one decision, it has this ripple effect.
Yeah,
sometimes.
It does. So I thought, is it my favorite teen movie? No, it's not. But I thought for what it was, like I'd be interested to know the budget of this back then. Like it felt like not an indie movie, but it just felt a little more creative and just a little there's a lot of realism in it to a degree,
which I kind of love that. And stuff
I thought this was very entertaining for a teen movie,
and I think that it is like the story. It's just very well acted.
It was. So everyone did a good job.
It is, like she said, it's kind of like because everybody brought it with the performances. I think that's really what did it. But yeah, so
like I would say
this
maybe
is definitely an entertaining movie.
It was like maybe I could trim like 10 minutes somewhere. Like I don't know,
but like not much,
but
I
not
mean, it
not
really
much.
kinda
Yeah,
just moves along.
It does.
To be
It does
to be a dramedy type.
It does. So Natalie, I'll let you rate it. 5 being the max level of hoots, max level of enjoyments. Do you want to go first? You want me to go first?
Okay, I'm gonna take half off a hoot for raunchiness. But other than that, I'm going to give it 4.5 hoots because I really think it was very entertaining, engaging movie.
I was going to go 4 out of 5 hoots. I thought it was very entertaining. It was it was very interesting. And again, everyone just nailed their roles.
Very funny, very, it just, I think it did a good job.
Yeah, I was definitely entertained. I definitely was. So 4.5 hoots for Natalie, 4 hoots for me for Election. What do you guys think of this movie? Did you see it in theaters? Share your thoughts below. And if you have not yet, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Also, give this video a thumbs up. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, remember to be a force of light. All right. Bye, guys.